and I'm ready. I hope you're all ready as well to start the talk. Okay, thank you so much. Good evening to you all. I hope mwaswera bwino nonse. Ziko mwambiri chifukwa chakubwera kwanu. I know there are a lot of things that you could have been doing, but for you to show up and be here, I say thank you. I hope these people that are making a bit of some noise in the background can't be heard in the video. Chichewa ndiziyankhulanso ndithu ndikwanitsa kumayankhula zonse malanguage onse. Kumano, bear with me. There are some things that I will not be able to express myself in Chichewa bwinobwino, but Chichewa jo ndiyankhula bwinobwino ndithu as we are going through the discussion. I'll be looking at the questions here and there. I tried to go through my comments for yesterday, looking for the questions, but the questions were not as much as compared to the encouragements, the compliments. You know, that wasn't what I was looking out for. I was looking out for questions, so I'll be able to talk to us today so that we can encourage each other and help each other here and there. Unfortunately, zinthu zambiri panali ma compliments chabe, of which I really don't like those compliments because zimakupangitsa munthu kumakhala proud or kumaganiza kuti wafikapo pamene munthu sunafikepo. I could see all those comments, oh boss lady, gosh madam, sinafikepo. Because Africa, like someone prominent said the other day, I'll pat myself on the back and say, Pamela, well done. You have done yourself well. So not now. We are not yet there. We are still moving towards getting there. Okay, jabwino. Joambirira ndineneza amene Pamela ali. Pamela ndi second born in a family of 6. I grew up and was raised half of my life in Blantyre and in Lilongwe. I did my primary school in Antonia Private School, and from there I went to Providence. I saw some people from Providence as well yesterday saying, oh yeah, we're together at Providence. It reminded me that, oh yeah, there was a time tinali kuprogi Bosco in Mulanje. Did my standard 7 and 8 there. Then we went to secondary school, Our Lady of Wisdom, from 1 and 2. Then my parents moved to Lilongwe. So it would be hard for me to be looking at the questions now. I wish these questions came in yesterday, but I'll try to explain what even any business, business, maybe how have I gotten this far, everything, the common questions that I think people might have. I will not manage, maybe I should be going through what I'm talking about and then looking at the comments as well. So you forgive me if I'll not read your comments. From there, when I came to Lilongwe, sorry, I got a call. Unfortunately, I can't help it. Calls will be coming. I'll be trying to tell the people that I'll call them back. There, on my education background, when I came to Lilongwe, I went to Bambino schools and finished in 2006. 2007 was the year I made my car to college to my entrance exams. I remember initially we used to wait for a year. So that year is when I started my business. I started because someone talked with me, not me personally, but he was talking in a crowd. He's a pastor, evangelist going where he came to our church. That time, Kawali Harvest Temple, Assemblies of God. So we in the youth ministry, and then we would meet every afternoons on Sundays. So he came and preached about business. Kuti anthu achinyamata maona ngati kuti you're so young to start business, koma sukuti ndino achichepere kuti simungambe business chifukwa chokuti ndino anthu ang'ono kapena because you're not a breadwinner, or because maybe you have parents that do things for you. No. You're still supposed to start businesses even as soon as now. And Hamagala, that's the example that he gave that time. Kuti anthu amagala amakhoza kuchoka koti fetu kudziwa makala chakumene atakapezi adutsa pakhomo pathu ni makala koma ife timasiya kugula kunsika kukagula iwacha ni pamene nzeru zawo zatani zagona. anaperekaso chisanzo cha paraffin. We know where to get paraffin, but people bring paraffin in our homes, we buy. So the same concept is what we should also take. You know, sometimes people don't know where to get things. So kuti munthu chitopitira sokunja ntawuni momwe utha kutani kutenga zinthu kugula zinthu nkugulitsaso ntawuni momwe, because people don't know where to get the things. That's where opportunity is for you to know kuti kodi audience imene nayo anthu amene mapanga nawo interact, anthu amene ngathe kuwafikira chimene angafune ndi chani, zimene angafunezo probably kokagula ndi around them, koma anthu just they don't want to buy from there, they would rather buy from you. So that being the case, you can take opportunity over everything, because I think that's when I started, because this particular man who is an evangelist said kunena kuti anthu timadikira kuti mwina tikhale ndi capital kuti tiyambe business, and yet business si capital. Business is you can start even without capital, just with an idea. That's what he said. And when I went home, ine munthu amene mamugomera kuti wanzeru, because my dad is a graduate, so ndimakhala kuti nthawi zonse when I'm doing my things, he was my role model. So I would go to him and ask him kuti abusa atulero alalikira zotere, what does it mean? So that particular day I went and said kuti abusa atha kunena kuti tikhoza kuyamba business opanda capital. He wasn't our usual pastor, mind. He just came actually for a short while kudzangolalikira. He was just visiting. So that's when he said kuti all you need is an idea for you to succeed in life, for you to do something, for you to start something. You don't need to have the money. You don't need to have the capital. So to him, I went and said, God, what does it mean when he says, good, we can start business with just an idea? How can we start business? Ni idea jabe nanga upanda kuti uli ndicho tupangire business hiyo. So he asked me, do you have a business plan? Then I said, I think I can have. He said, write it down. I want to see it. So since nditengere nthawe, chifukwa nthawe inali yokuti for the first time we've had nothing to do, ndenda amba makaenda ntawuni moja kuona kuti zinthu zimakhala bwanji, ndakaona kuti kuli bwalo la njovu. Bwalo la njovu zinthu zimachipa kwambiri. Ndinkati ndikaona mitengo ya zinthu za bwalo la njovu, kaona mitengo ya zinthu za mu Shoprite, I would see kuti ish ku bwalo la njovu kuja zinthu zikuchipa. You would find zinthu ma glassware, ma food mabwino, ma iron omwewa, ma hot plate. Those are things zimene ndinaambira in a business. So I'll mention them because ndizimene ndinapanga note kunena kuti ndikaona zimene zo ndikaona ma prices ake ma shop mwina ni makaona kuti zinthu zinazikudula. So then I thought kuti so can't I be taking zinthu zakubwala njovu zichankumagulitsa? So when he asked me kuti do you have a business idea, and I remembered kuti there was a time I thought about it to say kuti katundu wina yemweyo ndikampeza kwina modula wina kwina ndimakanipeza mochipa koma bwala njovu I don't think anthu ambiri amakudziwa. So I wrote down my plan and said, okay, ineyo ndikhozopita bwala njovu kukagula chakuti list yanga ndi zinthu zimakona 200,000 ndikhozokazigulitsa pa mitengo ndimapanga 400 chakuti 1000 papepa lapo. So when I did that and showed him, he told me, okay, because you've got a business idea, because you've got an idea of what you want to do, I'll give you the capital. So he gave me the 200,000 and told me good he borrowed me that money. So when my father gave me that money as a capital, I really went to town, bought those things, and started my business. That's the way I started. In 2007, so I opened to university. But that time I was at MCA. I was doing PAEC. I did my PAEC for 1 year. I think the Malimba subject 4 and I was getting all the 4 in a semester. So I think I was in my second semester and I was that way a little bit of accounting in that 2007. So that's when I started. I bought zintu bolanjo vuja. I would go to church with them. Ndo nimagulitsa ku church, nagulitsa line yonse ya ku church. Bojo ku church nimaenda komo ndi komo. Wao zoti ndimagulitsa zakuti. Not that I was a needy. Not that my family has ever said, we can't do this for you. They could afford to do everything for me, honestly. And at that time, I was driving. I could drive my mom's car. I didn't have a license, but I could drive. So I wouldn't say good not needy. That is to stress the point, you don't need to be needy to do business. You can still do business even if your family, because in Ramazakwa si zako alese muntu mapanga weka zako. So with that mentality, I was able to start my business, and ndimaperekera katundu, then anthu ena mwina aku church kuja would go kunchito kwawo kukaperekera so katundu. So kunchito kwawo kuja ndiziona so ndi anthu ambiri. So anthu ena they would say kuti okay ndibwerekesere so chakuti sumakhaso ndi chakuti anthu aja I think they believed kuti katundu yenu makamutenga kunja honestly. Otherwise imene amagulira katundu chapezi kuti akugudwa nsanga. That month end nditatolera ndrama ndinatolera 400 chakuti 1000 eja. I took the 200,000 and gave it back to my father. And my father told me, do you remember what they said, plowing back profits is in business? So I think he had told me, had explained, just put the money back in business. So that's how I started business back then in 2007. But it was after I had heard from someone. So this is also to stress to say, ndrama muntu ukhoza kupangira kuyambira business idea. If you have an idea, that's when people can finance you. Sometimes people will come to us and ask you, okay, I want money, or this is what I want. Ibe no magolesi kuti kodi olondrama ndikupatsere lolo. Mwenzi uta ufuna sondalama. Nthawi ndrama yoita ufuna sondalama. So it's better for someone kuti akupuse how to fish than to just give you fish. So it's better at times to say kuti anthu amene mwina abwera kuzati pempha amene anthu amene tikuganiza zoti tikapemphe ndalama tikhale kuti tili ndi idea. If you have an idea, people will finance the idea. So I think that's what it means when we say, sometimes what it needs for you to do something or to succeed in life is not necessarily the capital. But at least you should know what do you really want to do and what plan do you have. If, for example, someone gives you this today, what are you going to use the money for? Otherwise, you might say, maybe you don't need money. Or maybe you might say, okay, all you need is the money. Maybe you don't have any idea. So it means you can't progress from there because you don't have any idea of your own. But ideas are so many. There are so many things that we can do in life. All we have to do is think through, what can we do? What can we do? And expose yourself to so many things. Look around for the opportunities. Like I said earlier, opportunities and things to do are just right where we are. There's something that we can start with. Even however small, doesn't matter. As long as you get to start to do something, that's when you can go forward with life. And how I manage my businesses. First of all, let me talk about the businesses that I have or the things that I actually do in life. Okay. From the point, I always look out for opportunities wherever I am around me. In 2007, when I said we were waiting for the exams, and I started that business. The business grew up to millions. Millions were so much in 2007. My business grew to that much. I think the time that I was going to school, I didn't even ask for anything from my parents. I bought everything for myself, including I think even computer, my laptop, maybe I was the only one in my class when we just started that I had a laptop out of 100 students. Not my mom or my dad who bought it for me, but they could have afforded, but I bought it myself because I had the money then. So it was good that I went to MCA in the College of Nursing, where I graduated in 2012 with a bachelor's in nursing and midwifery. So when I was also at KCN, I didn't stop business there. Kuti panopo basi ndamba school ya ukachenjede business in DC. I would still stay there and do stationery. Kumeke kuja namba ntchito uje ya stationery ndi maguli business ya stationery ndi magulisa ma handout. Apusa kamachoka and I was the class representative, the class president. So I would have the handouts with me. So when the teacher gives me my handouts, the lecturer, when he gave me the handouts, I'll go and photocopy all of them. Like I said, in our class, we were about 100-something, 110 or thereabout. I think we ended up, they had been dropping to 90-something when we were graduating. So I would now go and photocopy those things elsewhere. So I would go photocopy all of those. Sometimes my mother would go photocopy for me and bring them over. Kuti nditani, ndigulitse. Ndoti just I would try kuti okay, kuti mwakandithandiza kundipangira zizi mwansanga. I would give andrama zakumena pangira photocopy kuja and make sure kuti everyone has a handout and everyone will pay to me instead of going kuti akapange photocopy okha. So I would make profit in that way. So easy. And I was also selling stationery, plain papers, pens. I was also selling them to school. So I would come even in class and everyone made fun of it. Hey, go Pamela. Kuma eventually amandigula or say or makauta andigula. Kunabwera zama professional file jimakala chifile chachikulu chija. Chimoidima chizwa chifolder. Chifolder chija was full of pages, books, policies, what things about nursing and stuff. we would put them all many mujamo. Everyone was required to have a professional file. Nikangomva pusanina kunoti kufunika ati zinthu zakuti, I would think of a way, okay, I do kufunika professional file, so I would get that whole thing, compile it. Everyone was buying all that from me. So things to do with stationery, kati makepi, ma small accessories, tamanesezi. I remember nimagula so manesezi watch, ma stethoscope waja. I was selling all those things, but I would get them from town, where everyone else, if they had wanted, would have actually been getting them from there. So most people were buying from me. So I never really stopped doing business since I started. Since I knew good business, it just only takes an idea. I'd never stopped doing business. Wherever I was, I had to find an opportunity. Okay, but business, I would just go and do it and let people buy. So eventually I graduated from there, went to work. I think at work, I really never did a lot of business. I worked at Kamuzu Central Hospital for about 2 or 3 years. This and I bit go China. So when I went to China for masters in 2015, before I went to China for masters, I started business, I remember. That's when I found a shop in 2013. I graduated in 2012, 2013, I found a shop. Sala yanga ndimati ndikamala ndita ndimasowa nayo kuti kodi ndendizipanga nayo chani ndizingoyuza ndalama izizi kapena ndigule galimoto ndi chani. I said no, I will not start buying cars. I started buying salon equipment. So I would buy zinthu kumazisunga anthu ena akabwera kodi izinzi chani za Pamela kwathu amadabo komano. I kept all those things, and in my mind I had a vision kuti I think ndikamadza choka pa khomo pano ndikakhaenduka panga business ina yake yokhazikika kuti ndili ndi shop sizama ya business ajabwiranso kama avena amayi amapepala ajabwiranso. So I now decided to start doing shop uno yokhazikika. So I would buy all those things pang'ono. Dryer nimakumbukira ndagula dryer kwa amayi ena ake timamuti Thoko chapatali. I think she's still around. Actually, she's found me in China last year, so she's still around. I bought from her. She had zokutana gwisa kale ntchito. She said she was selling them, and I've never done a salon before or anything. I just got interested and got all those things. So I was buying her things, and ndikamva kuti basi voti kwina kwakagulisa zinthu za salon, I would buy all those things. So nditangochoka kunyumba kumene ndakapita ku area 18 ndinakangana shop ku area 18 naenda mu area 18 muja napeza shop 150,000 I think that time. So ndinamba panga rent imene muja nabwesa zinthu za salon zija nalemba anthu antchito koma I was still working. So I would still go to work ndikabwera kumapanga zimene zija pang'ono namba kugula ma wedding dresses kwa anthu akumalawi komwe kuno pang'ono. I think achina Thoko omwe onso ndamene ndinagula koso ma wedding dress ena oyambira. So namba za ma wedding dress ku area 18 that time. That was in 2013. So after I stayed for some time, in 2015, I went for masters. Before I went for masters, I think I also went for a short course in China, 2014. When I went in 2014, I bought some more dresses and some more salon stuff. Kuzakhanga ndapanga ku upgrade, malo ajaso akusinthirako, ndikukongoletsako mga salon kaja. Chimalocho, it was just so big. But people were coming then. So I started that small. But with time, when I now went to China, kuti ndapita nokuti ku school for 2 years. First year, I wasn't doing much of business. Nimangopanga zakunokozo, kumangopanga supply a little bit of some more dresses and stuff. But when I saw kuno kodi ndili ku China, chimene ningapange ndi chani ndili ku China kuno, anthu kuno kamafuna chani. Then I had seen kuti there are so many people that are coming to China. They will pay for flights, they will pay for what? Pamene ndikume kuja makhala school, ulere, kumene kujaso timapatsidwa ndalama, kunonso salary kumalowa. So I had seen Guta. I think anthu andizagulira katundu ndineyo. Chifukwa anthu ena mwapiza kuti they are coming every month, or anthu ena mwina akabwera munja akangobwerera ku Malawi kuno amafusidwa kuno kuti bwanji simunagule chakuti, they would know kuti ono kodi ningatume ndani kuti andigulire katundu. Kuti andonjezere katundu ndabwera naye, but people are still ordering, so people can't manage to be coming every now and then. So they would be asking me to be buying them things, and I had been telling them kuti musamdandaule mukakauti mulibe njira lokuti mufuna kugula zinthu zina. You don't have to think of kuti mubwerera so bwanji. So you can ask me to top up for things for you and send them over. So I started buying things for people. And I remember kuti there was a time I just went to town, just taking pictures everywhere in town, taking pictures. So I didn't need a capital for me to start business. Yomatumiza katundu ku Malawi from China. Ndili ku school moja second year. Now I was now completing my masters, but I had thought I don't want to go the same way. as I came. So I decided basically that is what I was going to be doing. So I started sending things for people. People would be asking me to send things for them. I remember zintu zimezi makazandra mazambi is nice zintu zaukwati. They will send all their orders zintu zoti mwina zaukwati wow. So all their dresses, their men's suits and the groom's suit, maybe the lady's wedding dress. I would do all those things for them and send them over. So I just took an opportunity to say where I am now. Let me not just say I'm just studying and go back the same. No, I want to go back different. So I remember when I was actually coming, I sold my car when I was going to China then. And someone told me, and I had worked hard to say, no, I'll even get a better car than the one that I have now. Than for 2 years. So I had sold it with the money, the magisa sonchito kupangira zintu zokuti lupangira top up shop while I was in China. So I thank God that ulendo wanga waku China wosuna kangothera pa masters boka, because honestly mapepa asamati patsandalama. Papers are just papers. Those things are really just papers. But what we do nthaimene tili mwina ma opportunities amene tapeza nthaimene tiliyo is what gives us money. So I really went around that time and looked for katundu osiyana until the time that I was returning from China. Natenga no container. Then I advertised to say I have a container, I'm a returning student, so I'll probably have things for duty free. Then pamene mufuna kugula katundu wa duty free mungathikira nawo mu container mwanga. I intended to just have one container, but I ended up having 3 containers that time. 3 containers that left at the same time, and all that profit made napanga from those containers. Naneso nagula katundu wanga wa building wika mene muja ntabwera kuna I built my house in 3 months. I completed my house in 3 months. There were actually 2 houses that I built at that time. So zomwe zondu kunena kuno not opportunity and how is also wherever you are, you can use my opportunity amene uli now. Don't just stay pamalo amodzi, or don't just stay. You should know kuti pamalo panopo ndabwera ndi cholinga. What is it that are people around me can need? Ndingapange ndrama bwanji pa nthawi yonena kuti nditi ndi anthu mwina pa situation imene ndili. So anytime that we are at any position, let's know good one, we are not just positioned there, or we are not just born to be, we are born to shine. So let's just make sure we look around for opportunities. Wherever we are, we'll find opportunities. Because I made use of every opportunity. Nthawi inayo semeni makhala ndili pamalo ndimaganiza kuti kodi panopo ndipange bwanji kuti ndipange business. Ningapange business yanje at this moment. So at that time, the time I was graduating, you can see the business that I did. 3 containers, katundu wanga sanalo wa momo from the profits, sanalo wa momo monabwera kuno. I built the houses, I finished them, and now they've been rented since that time. But when I came to China, from China, I said, zimene ndaona kumekuja ndima container umeenda pangira now my profit. It's better for me to go back. I don't think working will earn me this much. You know, if it was someone else would have been thinking, ndakandukulandira ndama ya ulere ndili ku China muja ya ku school. Now yakunchito no malandira koma no ndibwerere ndekuti ndisiye kulandira salary ndisiyaso kulandira ma stipend aja ndikakhala potani. But I took a challenge. I said I'm going to go back. I know how the system is like. I don't know kuti ndikapanga business kapena ayi, but I took a risk and I left. I went back to China. Now kuti ndikapanga business 2017, after I graduated, I came here 3 months later. After I've built, I've finished malo rent. Actually rent so malo eni kulibe. Nditangonyamuka kumene pamene malo a rent, and I never really saw the house after it was completed. No. So when I left and started now life yokuti ndangopitira kuno business, and business yanga nalo ndikupita kapanga logistics company basi. Ndizikangopanga ma logistics kuona kuti ndatumizira anthu katundu chokera ku China. Anthu akhale ndi katundu wa ku China. So that was all that I was doing. That was why I went back to China in 2017, end 2017. I went back there and now said, let me see a life yokuti sindili ku school, sindili kulandira salary, but I'm depending on business to feed myself. I'm depending my own business to buy whatever I want. Though at that time, I already had I bought a car journey when I was coming from China, thinking, good, I'm coming to stay. But when I came and looked at the opportunities that I've left back in China, I said, I'm going back to China. So I went back in 2017. And 2017, I started the business. I was advertising a lot. Marketing in the many, I think, is also one of the ways that we can actually make it, because people will not know what you can offer until you let them know. So I marketed a lot on the business. Now I'm doing the container business. There is no one in Malawi, from Malawi, who was doing that business at that point. At that moment, I was the first person who left Malawi. I'm just going to China to do my own business. And business yake was shipping. At that time, there was only 1 or 2 people, Chinese, that were doing the shipping to Malawi. So I went there, started shipping goods, started my goods by air, sending them by air, buying things for people. I was an agent as well. When people are coming to China, they will contact me. Okay, so I will charge them for all that. Okay, I charge actually $50 per day. So I went to China doing that business. So I would go to China, stay there for 3 months, and I would win on a 3 months visa. So I'll stay there for 3 months and I'll return to Malawi. I'll stay there for 3 months and I'll return to Malawi. Initially, I thought it was not going to work, but God is always good. When you have a plan and you have a purpose, you know what you're doing, God is always there with you. So I think when you put God first, everything really works out pretty much well. So when I went back to China and I started that business, lots of Malawians would find me there. Maybe mabwira kuti azatumiza kwa inafuna katumize kwa Chinese. Mwina ma Chinese ajangatisa kumvana ulo mwina hapa ngachipongwe, they will get back to me. Or and how they are not coming there, kuda kuzapanga with me, and I would actually meet them, take them as family. Sometimes you'd even buy food for them and all that. Just good your family bas. Not knowing they'll still come to you and know when they are real family in China. So through that way, the business grew. And many people, I think, in Malawi that come to China use my containers. I send containers every week, 1 container. From that time, I think from a year ago, that's when we've been sending every week my containers. So that's the business that I actually did when I went to China and said, I think and this time around, I just came to visit Malawi. One interesting thing, I just came to visit. I was just saying, there's still a holiday in China. So I came in January when there was a holiday. Not a good holiday, but I really wanted to just go for prayers, for New Year prayers. So I went there, and around mid-January, I traveled back to Malawi. I said, I'm just going to stay there for a month. March, I would also, I'll come back, I'll go back to China. But unfortunately, when I came here, corona. But what did I do? I did not just stop there. I'm doomed. No. Now banonamba kupekera zinthu za coronazo akamati kuli corona. One of the people amene kunokwa madziwa panopo kuma UN kuti they would come to me. Tamva kuti mapanga supply sanitize. Tamva kuti muli ndi ma gloves. Tamva kuti muli ndi ma mask. They would come to me and buy from me. So now I've also started that business now that there's corona. Yeah, medical supplies, my equipment, my surgical supplies. I've been supplying to so many companies now. Now that corona hatani, Pescacuti is now has kept me home, has kept me in Malawi. There is no way I'll go back to China to do the business. While I think since China has opened and my containers, they have been coming in, but they are not coming in. Business is not as usual because in China, it's not only the containers that I send. Apart from the containers, we also do the shopping for people in the shops. Muntando's okay, this is what I want, the list of things that I want. So I go to the shops and show them pictures, then they'll choose what they want, then I have to go and buy those things for them. That thing cannot work anymore now because I'm no longer in China now. But since I'm no longer in China, I said I'm not just going to stay simply because I have a salon and I have a hospital, so that's fine. No, I told myself no. Although I have all these things, but I'm here, active. I will not sit down now that I do corona. In this bank now business corona. So honestly, I would say out of even all the businesses that I've had, the business maybe so more than the business that I would have actually made if I were in China, the business ya corona. Not that I'm taking advantage of the situation, as the thing has been said that no, don't take advantage of the situation and try to make money from corona. But it's not making money from corona, but there are supplies that are needed, and I also have to make money from them. And from the money that I've also made from there, I just thank God that I've been offering some free my sanitizers, my mask to the needy. We went to Kauma. I think if maybe some of you know, we went to Kauma. We went to Gona. We went to Kwasenti, Guaberega, my mask, my sanitizers, and other relief items. So I try and say anyway from what the Lord has given me, from the money that I've made, I also try and give relief items to those people that are needy, because I know that it's those people that bless me when they kneel down and pray. they might not really know what's going on or what is happening, or maybe where these things are coming from. They might even be thinking it's the government that is giving them those things. But God still watches, and He blesses us through all those things. So I would love to say maybe the businesses that I do at the moment. Apart from the Ntambi Logistics Company, which I said we buy goods for people, and when people are coming to China, we actually help them through their shopping and send the goods either by air or by container. That business, I registered it in 2017. I registered it in China and registered it in Malawi as well. So that's how the business has been going. Now we are sending containers each and every week, and for the goods sent by air, we're sending them every day. Unfortunately, things are taking long to arrive Malawi now, even by DHL, which used to be 4 days, but now it's taking about 20 days for goods to get to Malawi, and the prices have really tripled. So like I said, I don't say I'm facing challenges in this, so I'll stop. No, I've never really given up. As when it comes to business, I don't give up that easily. And I also have Ntambi Saloon and Bridals in Area 18A along the Peacock Line. In there, we have a specialist that does massaging. She's a professional. I think she really went to school for those things. So she does facials, makeup, massage, waxing, threading. We do my UV, my acrylic gels and stuff like that. We have wigs, weaves. Those salons that have problems in purchasing my weave, my Brazilian, you can always contact me and we'll be able to get you suppliers. Maybe you can talk to the suppliers on your own. I also encourage people to do their own research on the internet. Whenever we have Alibaba, it's so easy to find suppliers, good suppliers that will be able to give you the goods. So when you find troubles in maybe paying them, then that's where I can come in to help you with the payments and also to send the goods to Malawi. Otherwise, you can find suppliers of your choice and talk to them and get the goods over. But sometimes simply because you really want to have people that have been used before and see good products, how they are legit, then you can always get through me. And in Blantyre, we also have wedding dresses in that shop. We have wedding dresses, we hire them out. And in Blantyre, if you're in Blantyre and you want anything of the same sort, Gatia Salon Yatwe, we have a sister company, which is Ntambi, Alicia for Brides in Trade Fair. So whatever you can get from Ntambi Bridals in Ilongwe, you can get them there to Blantyre. So I also run guest houses. There was a time, because nimatumiza container, like I said, I always take opportunity of everything that I'm doing. Because nimatumiza container, there are times container just inadzadze. Because I've already promised and kuti container inyamuka tsiku lakuti, I always make sure container ichanyamuke. So ngati sinadzadze nimakhoza kuyikamo katundu wanga wina ndi wina. Okuti ndibe na icho chita kunoko kandi zangogulitsa kandi zangotani. That's when you see me selling almost everything. I'll sell my bride's chairs, I'll sell my sofa set, my fridge, because those are things nimangoika na mu container moja zikamanya kuti container yanga itani inyamuke now together. So because of that, I found myself having katundu wa nyumba wa mbili. Ndimakhala ni sofa set. I had 5 sofa sets the other time. So I was like, instead of kuti katundu azingokhala ndikapanga advertise sana gudwe. So akapanda gudwa, so what? So basi sizingokhala. Instead of kuti zizingokhala, ndinapanga njira. I have a house in Namiwawa. So I put all those goods, all those sofa set, jani. I furnished the house so that amene angabwere kuchokera kakunja angofuna kuti nyumba for a month or something atakhalamo nazipanga register nyumba zo pa Airbnb. So there was one that I was staying in Kulilongwe kuno and another one in Blantyre. So I put these houses on Airbnb. So azungu anthu ena Malawi yokuti akungobwera kunoko, they don't have maybe a place to stay, amatha uzangokhalako for 3 months or anything or something of that sort. But yaku Blantyre eventually inazatengedwa with a certain company. So the muli anthu company amene basanangonena kuti okay, ifeyo we just want to sign a contract with you every year so that tizikhazikika munomo. So I just found that opportunity because there was already something that I was doing. Otherwise, you can imagine if there was nothing that I was doing, if I didn't have a house, if I didn't finish a house, how would the company just say, no, tufuna kuti pase nyumba yoti it's finished? So mwayi umabwera pa mwayi. If you're doing something, that's when grace will add up to what you're doing. Otherwise, if you're staying, you're doing nothing, I mean, who will come to you and tell you, this is what we want? If you're not selling sanitizers, who will come to you and tell you, we want 3,000 sanitizers? So you've got to do something, because out of what you're doing is where something will add up, is where they call it kuipula anthu eti kuipula kuti mwina pena pake wangobwera chiti kuti jenje something you really didn't expect kuti kubwera chi order ichaibwera because umagulitsa zinthu sungafusidwe order yakuti sugulitsa zinthu. So for example, zinthu za manyumbazo unabwera company yakunja kuzaina kuti okay, if it is tani tizipanga rent nyumba yakoyi, ine nyumba ija ndinayika unoti zingolandira alendo amene afuna kukhala temporarily. So you'd see kuti risking ngati imeneyoyo. I would know kuti ndipanga income expenses, magadi, mamedi, majani. But if I had been dwelling much on those expenses and not what one day I might actually experience, then I would have failed. But I said my furniture will not just be staying in some warehouse. I would rather put them in a house than antazipanga rent. But now I have somewhere where I know not every month money will come. So I also have some more guest houses that are not occupied fully, like many napangida occupy yaku na mewayo, where in Blantyre and Lilongwe, where people that just need a temporary stay home can actually find it. So it's on Airbnb. It's on Airbnb because I prefer it. It's the security. Airbnb at least knows where to trace people. So that's why I prefer Airbnb. But sometimes some people approach me on WhatsApp or Facebook, ask me about the house and maybe go in for a month or so. That's also welcome. Otherwise, the other thing that I do now, maybe that some people have known me for of late, is in Ntambi Private Hospital. I opened this hospital in February. Sorry, ndayankhulitsa. So Ntambi Private Hospital is now what I've opened of late. Like I said, okay, I knew one day I'll come to stay home. Apart from staying in China, I knew there's a day when I will be tired of all these things. Apart from being tired, there's anything can happen that will, opportunities don't last forever. That's one thing that we should know. So knowing this and having this in mind will keep us doing other things. Will keep us doing other things and exploring more and thinking more, because things don't come to stay. So because of that, I always want to put my eggs in different baskets, so that one thing might help the other thing, and then the other thing that is might not be interesting to me at one day, maybe ndizapanga china chake. So on the hospital, I opened it because I said nanga muntu napanga nursing, so ndizikhala bwanji kumango khalira kupanga za uvenda, kumango tamanga ayi anditume ichi mukandipeza ku China, you can be surprised. Ndekuti katundu wina ali pamutu koma ndikuthamangira kasiya zimenezo, ndekuti ndikuyenera kuti kaya kwina kwake ndikaguleso zinthu za munthu wina ndikampatsire munthu Malawi mwina amene akunyamuka pa ndege, munthu uyu akuchifuna chinthu chake mwina nkuja kaya atali ndi vuto lina lake kaya kuti mwina kaya ndi zinthu za ukwati. So maybe this is a Tuesday, munthu chakuzifuna by Saturday, I have to make a way. So I'm always very busy in China. So I thought to myself, kuti kodi uvenda ndizapanga mpaka naliti? I'm a nurse, I should still get back to my nursing one day. Or if I might not be able to go back to my nursing, but I should still know that I have a mission. Follow. So that's when I decided to open a hospital. Before this hospital, I had other clinics. So I had other clinics in area 49, area 25, but something really prompted me. Even then, during my area 25, I think I should have a bigger hospital than that. So, and I was thinking, go in town, so there was a time you can't really have a big hospital. You're good to my inpatient and everything. But like I said, where you have an idea, where you have a will, God will make a way. So because I was really waiting for this, there was a day I was just driving Area 43. I just visited in December before I left for China on 31st last year. There was a day I was driving through, and then ndikuyenda pena pake nazazindikira kuti kumazimu kuja kwasamukidwa. So anthu akumazimu anasamuka. So I asked kumene kuja kuti anthu anasamuka. So I was told kuti anthu anasamuka, it's been vacant for about 2 months that time. So I said, okay, then let me get details for the owner. I got the details for the owner, and there it was. The owner was saying, no, kumeneko kudzalowa achipatala chakuti chakuti, so chipatala chanachitchula chine chipatala chachikulu, kudzalowa anthu achipatala chakuti chakuti omasana ndilipire. So amene atandilipire koyambirira ndamene nditatani nditamulowetse. So and I said, okay, let's meet tomorrow kujani ku Standard Bank, I'll give you the money. So I went there, sorted him out, but asked him that ndizalowe mu February, because I was hoping good February ndibwera. Like I said, I was in China, I was going to go to China, and then I knew kuti ndibwera just briefly kuzangopanga launch icha nkumapita. So when I came, that's when I had decided, okay, let me now launch this place, and we start off. Then that's when we started off in February. I hired doctors, nurses, laboratory technicians, pharmacists. It was a big team. Like I said, all this money that I'm spending, will it ever come back? But sometimes it's not about that. Sometimes when we're starting businesses, we don't look at now, what we'll get from it from now. We're looking at 10 years from now. Where are we going to be? So 10 years from now, that won't be the same place. You know? You can't be thinking of it. I still have to pay all these doctors. They're actually waiting to me. They are looking up to me to say they should get their pay. So I had told them that I've worked at a hospital before where I will stay 3 months without receiving my salary. But don't think that is ever going to happen here. Every month, you should know that you're going to get your pay. And I said that with faith, as well as determination. So yeah, since then we've kicked off. We're doing well. I would say there are times when we would say Mazim. Mazim has not come yet. Mazim came, they did their inspection, they said concerned, they liked our facility very well, and they said they're coming with their facility. Yamazim, Made Health the same. Several came, and they said they have to go through their own protocol, putting eventual and about say the medical schemes. We've had no medical schemes, but I would say we've never suffered. We've had people coming to pay cash. And I remember there's a certain client who came the other day and said, Ineo, I'll pay cash until Mazim comes. I just love your facility. So I'll be coming to pay cash. I don't mind. I'll not go anywhere else. So you can see when God wants to favor you. Like I said, people will not give you things that they will not support you in things that you're not doing. So if you go to start doing something, then we'll support you. Do something, then we'll be patronizing your place. Because if you don't do anything, nanga will support your bad. So support him avuta sometimes to just say, oh, nimafuna mungondigera kujakuti, but say, okay, inendo kugulitsa chakuti. So we take our money and give you kuti nendo kugula zinthu zanos or ndikugula chakuti. So do something so that you really find grace. More grace will add up on whatever you're doing. And we've had free services, Ntambi Private Hospital. The first 3 months we said we're going to be offering a lot of free services. So we still have free services except for the cervical cancer screening, which we did for 3 months for free for everyone. And we also had my breast cancer screening that were being done for free that first 3 months. But for now, those ones are now being paid for. The only free things that we have at the moment are VCT, IRT, family planning, under 5 clinics, including my immunizations. Those ones are for free. You just required to pay a small fee, and 1,500, about 1,500 kwaja. So for those ones, you get them for free. For consultations, I think on ART and thing, maybe you just require to pay consultations, but the treatment is absolutely free. You pay for a small fee, a very small fee for all those things. But for Kaoma residents, we have other added free services, as well as Zintuzina, that are on 70% discounts because we're in their community, and I just decided they are needy. Let me just give back to what God has given me. So I've actually given back to the community in that way, that Kaoma residents are coming in for some free services, and they have 70% discounts on almost all the medical services that we offer. We have in and outpatient departments. We admit my patients. We have labor and delivery. We have a main operating theater. We do cesarean sections. We have an eye clinic. We have dental, laboratory, pharmacy, and all those things that you might think that a hospital will have. We have a lab, and we are glad to say during the coronavirus, we've distributed quite a lot of things to a number of some needy people surrounding us for free. So basically, that's what I've done in my life. So I'd love to give you perhaps a few principles on businesses, meaning in our own, as many I've experienced, so that the take upanga is meaning bangas. So that is according to my experience. There are a lot of things I know. There are a lot of women here that are doing very well. Would love to hear from you as well. But as for me, I think the things that I regard as principles in business are the ones that I'm going to share with you now. In business, I think here we have to put God first, because whatever religion you might belong to, I think we all acknowledge that there's a bigger being somewhere who controls everything that goes on in the world. So for me, I acknowledge God, and I know that without God, I'm nothing in my life, and nothing can really say all the wisdom that I have, all these things that I have, wouldn't matter is at once, and things are working out. I acknowledge that it's because of God. So I think if you love the Lord, all things work for your good. There are some things you see, what is this? In most times I never question myself that way. Why? No, because I know, because I love the Lord, all things are working for good. All these things that are happening, they are just working for good for those that love the Lord. And I love the Lord, so why should I fear? I know all these things. God is in control. So first of all, you put God first and put hard work to goal as well. Because if you not work hard, like I said earlier on, you can't say you can do anything without you've also put in your own effort, or people cannot support you when you don't put your own effort. So do your part, then let those people that now can support you come afterwards. So hard work is really important. Instead of just rushing, coming to Facebook, seeing what people are writing, looking at jokes, after laughing, all your problems are still there. Instead of doing all those things that will just waste our time, let's just think of a way, what can I do in this day that will give me money? Like I said earlier on, you don't need to have a capital. All you need to have is an idea. Even stakeholders will ask you, who need to know what do you do, or what ideas do you have. People can buy your ideas. People can finance your ideas only if you have ideas. But if you have nothing to offer, you don't have any ideas, no one will support you. We might give you fish here and there, but that is not going to take you anywhere. So at least try and work so hard and put in effort in whatever you're doing. Money just doesn't come. So sizingangobwera zimafunika uzigwirira ntchito zinthu. And kwambiri chimene chimandidandaulitsa, most times women, we don't want to think, especially when we are well placed to say maybe we're doing well because of our parents or because of our husbands, and we're driving our husbands' cars. We stop to think, but it's a pity, because one day those people will go. Masiku Noah, you really can't say. Death is just anywhere, anytime. If those people leave us, we'll stay with the kids and start suffering, and yet we could have had the opportunities, maybe while they are alive. That's, you take opportunities to say you can start several businesses. Don't just stay without thinking. At least think every time when you're doing everything. Think of a way. And in business also, you should do well. You need to be honest. Honesty is the key. Like I said, in time about China with a business, so many people were sending me millions. Money that I had not touched in my life before. But business in number 2016 when I went to China. So up to now, people can trust me. The same people will still come back to me. Oh, that means a 30 million. And believe me, there are some people that work for me that have carried my 30 million before ukasiya bank kaya mwina alandira 30 chakuti $1,000 from a client. I had to trust somebody, so they will take my money and send it over. Mwina akanditumizira ku ndege, munthu ina andinyamulira pa ndege kundibweresera. So ndrama zambirimbiri ngati zimene zozo mwini wake ndiye kuti mwina ndrama zake zonse walowesa akudalira iweyo kuti umuthandize kupanga chinthu chija. So if I had been munthu wina ndakati nthawi imeneyo ndaganiza zokuti let me just be taken up and not be honest with ndrama zaini yake, I don't think it up to now I would have been continuing in business. So I can say that my honesty has also brought me this far, because I've been doing so many things and no one can stand here and say Pamela namujirapo ndrama. However small, I will try to really be honest and give back. As long as we are in communication and everything, let's try and be honest to people. And when we are also doing business, let's try for communication boka to make sure we are communicating well on the antu. And hametu bila na unchito, even my customers yatu, we should make sure we have good communication, whether written or oral, there should be a good communication so that we don't get messed up. Sometimes ichifuka communication isiri bwino, you can order chintu cholakwika kwa cha client olomwina supplier kupasa zinthu zolakwika kumene because of bad communication. So let's try and be good ku communication. Mene tikuyankhulana ndi customers athu, mene tikuyankhulana ndi anthu amene akutigwirira ntchito, tizikhala clear kuti chimene tikufuna kwa anthu ndi chani. Komanso tisanambe business tizipanga SWOT analysis ichi. I think kambiri mwa ife tinaiphunzirapo imene from 4 business studies we could do SWOT analysis as a subject. Kuyangana kuti ma strengths amene business imene mwina tufuna tipangeyo ndotani, nanga ma weaknesses ndotani, nanga ma strengths and weaknesses athu ndotani, ma opportunities amene ali there ndi chani, nanga ma threat, zinthu zimene zili chiopsezo amene mwina anthu ena amene apanga business amene wawa chani ndi ziopsezo zathu. So tiziona unondo kodi ziopsezo zimene zozo ndizo kuti ndikhoza kuzikwanitsa, kuti nditha kuzigonjetsa. So all those things, they really matter when we are doing or when we want to do business. And sometimes you don't need to do a million uyambe business. You can start from anywhere. And someone asked me today, I remember when I went to work today, a nurse asked me, I've saved money amounting to 500,000. I want you to help me with business. So I said, you know what? You just can't ask me. It's not like I have a million of ideas in my mind. List daily. It's about mene siku mene lokuliri, mene nyengo imene yoiliri, kuti nyengo imene kudutsa mondo yotani, kodi ndaona kuti manidzi anthu ndotani. So you can assess situation anytime, even on your own. Kuona kuti kodi anthu akudera kwanga, kapena azibale yanga, kapena anthu akuchali chikwatu, chimene ndingamapangire ndi chani. Ine ngati last week nitafika uchechi ninafuna kuti ndidye. I left without taking breakfast and I couldn't find anywhere where ndingapeze samusa kaya chani. Actually almost thought kuti kodi mwina ndizibwesa samusa kuno, you know, kungoti vena zinthu zimachuluka, so you can't do everything on your own. But all I'm trying to say is to say chicho se munthu utha kupanga depending on kuti situation imene uli at that moment ndiyotani. So you can try and do something and find kuti ndichani munthu chimene ungathe kupanga at that moment. Kandi kunchitoko kandi kuti ndingagule chani choti anthu angathe kundigula. So it doesn't need kuti chifukwa choti amapanga business mwina nduzoti ndipange business yanji, no, because opportunities are different. Where you are, your geographic position might be different. So businesses really depend on just where you are and what you're doing at that moment and probably what you need at that particular moment. And the other thing I would say, try and start small. There is no way you will say no to bereke ngongole kuti ukambe business upite ku China. With China there are a lot of expenses. That's why I also said that's where I also come in to say there are times you say kuti kapita yako sio kwani yaruka kule zinthu upite ku China iweyo. But there are so many people. Now I'm not even alone. That time I was alone 2016 doing this China business. But now so many people, so many students. I even encourage students that come. If I meet you and you're a student, I tell you to say, don't go back the same. In a natural community, at least in Nyumba Namanga Jani, just from China. So I also tell other people or other students that are there, don't allow to go back the same. You don't need Gabiro. Nanji ku China, just go in shops and take pictures, advertise. when you advertise madeposit amene atakupasa anthu omwe ndamene utagulire katundu uja nkumatumiza kumati kutani ukuyamba business. So you don't really need to start so big kapena kuti to have everything for you to start. No, the little you have, you can do business anywhere now using the people that are around you. And when you just start the business, just make sure that you're being serious about it. Seriousness also matters in business because that determines where you're going. When you have purpose, you know where you're going, you know how serious you should be. At least my discipline, only na kutu second drama anyhow, spending, don't overspend. And some people spend money that they don't have. They'll spend tomorrow's money, using ngati anthu kwambiri ngati ma US munde they'll use credit cards, using money that they don't have, tomorrow's money. And for us Malawians, I would say kunonoti ngongole titenga ngongole zambiri. We don't know where this money is going to come back from in case we don't make that money. So we are spending tomorrow's money. Let's make sure we minimize on those things. Let's spend what we've got and actually make sure we are saving some for tomorrow as well. In case anything happens, we've got to be saving. There are so many ways of saving nowadays, but like now my companies, my insurance companies, make sure you're saving for your tomorrow because you never know what tomorrow might bring. 10 years from now, but in my policies, 3 years, 10 years, you want your children to go to good schools, you don't even have children, you can start saving for them even now. So whatever business you're doing, you can be saving. I actually don't encourage people to save that much. So don't save that much money. When you know that money, you can invest it somewhere and make more money with it. Instead, you can just say, Museva. Drama in a reasonable. You mean you can be making, if you're making millions, you can be saving hundreds, 100,000 every month. You be a good mutual, you know, 10 years down the line, you're going to get a lot of money and 20 million. So at least you know what you're saving for your future. You're saving for your future life. So instead of eating all that we have at the moment, using up all the money that we have, let's try and be thinking about tomorrow by doing the saving. But let's not save all, because saving is not doing anything. I mean, it's not like that money will multiply itself, but you'd rather have more being multiplied and less being saved somewhere, just in case. And the other thing that I'll talk about, maybe this is the final thing, and if there are any comments or maybe some questions that I might take, I'll take them after this point. Growing your business. When we start doing business, everything in life, when we embark on it, we have to bear in mind what we want it to grow. Tikamapanga chinthu tizifuna kuti chikule mtsogolo mwathu mutufuna kuti chinthu chachikule chipose pamene chili panova. So mwana kuti akule bwino, timafunika kumudyetsa bwino, kumusamalira, kumupembedza mwana uja kuti mwana uja asavulale asatani. So it's the same as business. We have to make sure kuti pang'ono tikuisamalira, we are feeding it, we are giving it our time, we are taking good care of it so that it lasts longer and also does well. If you can manage, plow back the profits that you make into the business. Don't eat all the profits. Make sure that you're saving some profits for tomorrow. And you can also take loans. Amana inakuda chimwene musaope ngongole mukaopa muzagona ndi njala. So you can also take loans. That's acceptable. But just take a loan yonena kuti uli ndi black plan. Yonena kuti business imene wapangayo mwina itakhala sinagwire ngongolebe utakubwenza using this way. So like I said, either my business tikamapanga, let's have several businesses, different businesses, so that we know kunena kuti ngati zizi sizingaende, I know what I can use this way kuzipanga beef up kubwenza ngongole. So kutenga ngongole sukula kwa kuli banking honde kuli chani kuli malono siyana. Get a loan, have a good thought about it, think about a way in which you know kuno nditatenda chakuti nditwapanga ndrama, including mwina kutengeratu maoda kwa anthu kumene anthu akupasani maoda, you know kuti chinthu chincho tichatengedwa kale munthu apereka deposit. So those things you can take loans for because you are certain kuti ndrama ichaitani ibwerera. You can also do partnerships with other people, but just be careful who you're partnering with. Could you really have the like-mindedness? Because sometimes if you don't have the same interests and the same way of thinking, it will not work. But if it doesn't work, it's not the end of everything. Dust yourself up, put yourself back together, and move forward. It's not the end of everything. Good business is in the end. There are so many businesses that I've done. So this is the end. zomwezo nduno ninabwesapo masofa ambiri at once thinking adzagulidwa sanagulidwe, but that wasn't the end of me, and I didn't say kuti sizithera apa. Instead I put them in houses and rented the houses out, like I said. So there are always ways to say if something doesn't work, you do it the other way. Sometimes it's not about you people maybe in particular, but just the business on its own. It did not require you people to merge, or it did not require you people to partner. So partnerships might fail, but that doesn't mean partnerships are bad. Partnerships are good because at least you put your money together and do something bigger. So if you really want to grow your business, the other thing that you can do is to partner with other people. But just make sure there are people that understand business very well, understand the business that you're doing, and know business takes time. It takes time for it to grow. It takes time for it to do well. So some people will give up on the way and they'll discourage everyone, every other partner in the business. So those people are not people you should partner with. And branding as well as packaging. You have to make sure your business is well branded and you package it very well so that it's attractive to people out there, and that's going to make the business grow as well. So coming that far, I think I've come to the end of this discussion. Hopefully this has inspired someone out there. Like I said, for me to have start business at that time when I started, I got inspired by what the evangelist preached on that day, that as youth we shouldn't just take it to good eye, but we are youths, we can't do anything. We can always do something, and everything is possible as long as we put in kulimbikira, and as well as khulupirira kuti zinthu zotheka, and we believe in ourselves, everything is possible. So I will repeat to say, look around you, wherever you are, opportunity is right there with you. So look around, you will see what you can do. However small, start doing that one. At least let money multiply, and you'll do well. Otherwise, getting this far, maybe I can now read a few questions that you might have, and I will call it a night. Okay, I think there are no questions. Coming this far, I'll just say, holla at me, talk to me, let me know you're there and that you watched this. I want to know that this has really inspired you, and I'll be very grateful to know that this has been inspiring. And if there are any other help, help provide in terms of business, I'm ready to do so. If you come to the hospital, you're more than welcome. I would love you to come and take a look at it, walk around, just see how we're doing. And if there are any improvements or things that you think we should do better, communicate to me as well. I should be there this week. I think from tomorrow afternoon this week I should be there. And those that will come to our salon as well, like I say, in Tambi Bridals and Tambi Bridals Salon. Area 18, line ya Peacock. If you're coming there, I'll give you my services. I made Mabanga offer at half the price. So just indicate. I'll let the people know, the people that work there, I'll let them know that there might be some people that will be coming around. Just go there and get whatever we're doing for half the price. And when you come, you can get a 30% discount on all the services, or on any service that you actually want. Can delivery or anything, just indicate that you're from this group, will give you a 30% discount. So I'll actually communicate this to the people that I work with. I think there's one point that I actually read the other time where someone was asking, manage my business on Sewa. That was also a good question. I can't do all those things on my own. I can't be everywhere on my own. And as I can actually recall, there are very few times that I've been at the hospital working as a nurse. I'm usually busy doing other things. But because I have people and how many having people and also because I don't have to stress myself or maybe not have a life because I'm doing business or because I'm chasing money. No, There are ways in which you can do businesses without actually being there yourself. So it's because we are very well established. Whenever I'm doing every business, I register it. So business is not Pamela. Business is business on its own. It's a person on its own. So it will have its own management. It will have its own structure, how it will work and everything. There are times you will not have the perfect people, but the people that you stay with can actually learn from you. So you teach them what you want, my standards amene umafuna. Like up to now, I'm actually glad that the medical schemes are not yet in, because I know when they are in, I'll have too many people. So that crowd, for me to make them happy, I have to set standards now. So I have to make sure that I'm busy setting the standards. I'm still busy making sure that when people come, they're not disappointed. So I'm still working at it, honestly. And I'm glad they're not in earlier, because I don't want to go and that they should have a long waiting time. No. So the time they're coming, I want them to find enough staffing and a good system where people will not stay in the queue for a long time waiting for their laboratory results. I actually don't like it, because I like it myself. When I go to a hospital, I get treated as fast as I can and get the diagnosis and go. Not that I should wait for a long time on a queue, not knowing what I'm even waiting for. So I need to make sure all these standards, people get them. They get to understand the standards of things that I want. Even at the salon, I try, so all those things, for me to set all those standards, I need to spend much time with the people that I've employed, because all those people, when they get it and they're running with it, they take it as their own, it will be better. So I will not even have to be in one place looking at like my guest house. It also had to take time for me to train all these people. My maid, imagine, okay, this is the way I want you to be doing things. But most times I'm in China and they're able to do all those things because I'm the one who set the standards for them. So as long as you train the right staff, people that are really willing to work, and how you're hiring, and how many hire and it might not be easy sometimes, but try as much as you can to hire people that are smart to work for you, because that way you lessen your burden of making sure you're all over. In order. Those people will make sure those things are in order for you, and that's why you're getting them on a good payroll. So on those things, you get people that you can trust. And you also use people that are around you. And sometimes they might not have as much money as you do, but there are people that inspire you. There are people that help you to see things in the way customers are seeing it. Those are not true friends. But a true friend should be able to tell you or improve. So by having such people that will tell you the truth about many operators into Zako and many zintu zako zikuyendera, that's a plus for you. Take it kuti those people are God sent. So I use all those people that are around me to check myself, to see kuti things are in order and everything, and not forgetting myself as well. I try to do my hobbies, kucheza ndia antu kutani. That's what I really love. So that's the way I do my business, and that's the way I manage to do all these businesses without losing myself. Otherwise, I wish you all a good night. My fellow nurses, I love you. Let's work harder and think outside the box so that we get to anything. Anything is possible. Otherwise, mwakoma nonse ndasangalala. I hope ndayankha chichewa chokwanira kuti mwasangalala. Paja munati chizungu simukuchifunapo pa group pamenipa. So I've really tried. Excuse me, kuti tiyankhule chichewa chokwanira aliyense asangalale. Zikomo kwambiri. How can you contact me? You can contact me through WhatsApp. I think when you go on my Facebook page, you'll be able to find my numbers. They're everywhere. I'm selling things up and down every time. I'm a big vendor, so my number is all over. You should find it. And you can just use WhatsApp most times, because my calls sometimes I'm in a meeting or what, you might not be able to find me maybe on a call, but I would appreciate a WhatsApp message or a Facebook message, because I know kuti nthawi inake so ndikakhazikika nditha kupanga respond. The other questions mwina mundifuse kuma inbox, I'll be able to give you better answers, because they are quite private, so I don't want to digress from the purpose of this video. Otherwise, good night to you all. God bless you.